Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday evening, and we're here for our Tuesday evening class. We're going to start out seated. So if you can get yourself into a comfortable position, either on a pillow on the floor or on a small chair, where you can feel that your chest is lifting, your low back, you have a nice, even little curve, and the hips are relaxed. As wide as you can get your knees, it's the best for the low back and for the hips. Okay? So let's begin by just taking a few deep, slow breaths in and out of the nose. Good. Now I'd like you to place your right hand on your chest, just below the collarbones. And the left hand, I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see, left hand will be at the belly, but just underneath the ribs. So this is where our diaphragm is, just underneath the ribs. And I want you to place the hand just a little bit below there, okay? Now, as you breathe in, I want you to see if you can just move the hand which is below the ribs. Just move that hand. Breathe in and out. And see if you can get the chest not to move, just the lower hand. And this is a practice in diaphragmatic breath, sometimes called the yogic breath. And what's interesting with this breath is that it pulls the air down into the lungs to the very bottom part of the lungs. And as you may know, if you think about a diagram of the lungs are shaped in a triangle type position. So there are the most alveoli at the very bottom of the lungs because has the most surface space. And there's quite a bit of oxygen transfer into the blood at that region because it's the region that has the most alveoles. So, of course, we want to take deep breaths regularly throughout the day to be able to have full oxygenation of the blood. Now, it's okay if you don't breathe like this all the time. This is a type of exercise in order to get the diaphragm moving and pulling the air physically down towards the base of the lungs. Okay, one more breath like this. Good. Now, I'd like you to place your hands at the lower ribs. So underneath the bra line, there you have the lower ribs, and just place your hands and your fingers around. And I want you to breathe into that part. So your hands should come apart as you breathe in and get closer to each other as you breathe out. This is another breathing exercise. It's not the way you need to breathe all the time. We are just getting those breathing muscles to work properly. So breathe in, feel that the ribs are expanding outwards, forwards, and backwards. And then breathe out, feel that they're sinking back in, finding their natural position. Let's do that a few times. And again, this is helping the lungs to get the full oxygen exchange with the blood. That's right. You should feel the ribs moving in and out. Out as you breathe in, and towards each other as you breathe out. Good. A couple more breaths like this. One more. Deep, deep breath. Good. Bring your hands down now. And let's roll our shoulders. Make nice big circles with the shoulders, up to the ears and around. So these two types of breathing exercises, you can do them a couple of times during the day, but not to be obsessive about it. You don't have to breathe like that all the time. Okay? Now raise your arms up, bring the palms together over the head, and bring the thumbs into the upper back. Lift your chin and press your head against your forearms So now you must breathe into the chest. As you breathe in, feel that the chest rises. And as you breathe out, you feel the chest falls. Now, why are we doing this? Because during our practice, we want the breath to move into the chest. So for the first maybe half an hour of our class this evening, you'll be breathing in and out of the chest. You'll keep the belly pulled in. This is a type of Ujjayi breath. And then in the second half of the class, where we get into deep stretches, you can breathe once again from the belly if you wish. All right, let's raise our arms back up to the sky and bring the hands down in front of the heart center. Okay, we're going to get onto our mat. So if you're in a chair, you can get onto your mat. Come up onto your hands and knees, everybody. Hands should be underneath the shoulders and knees will be underneath the hips. You'll want to press your hands deeply into the earth and gently dial the hands out. So you should feel that your hands are moving towards the outsides of the mat. Let's take a deep breath in and curl the spine, look skyward. And then as you breathe out, round your spine, look to your belly button. And again, we'll curl and look skyward. And breathe out and round. Let's see if you can get the chest into the upper back. The breath into the chest and upper back. Breathing in, breathing out. Once more, let's breathe in. And let's breathe out. Coming back to a flat back. Bring your right leg out to the side. So it's actually perpendicular to your body and the foot is flat on the floor. Okay? We're going to take our right arm and breathe in, stretch up to the sky, opening up the body. And as you breathe out, let's weave the right arm underneath the chest and twist, turn your head to the left. And again, let's breathe in, raise the right arm. Breathing out, twisting. One more time, breathe in and raise the right arm. We'll open up. Breathe out, twisting. Coming back to center. And I want you to lift up onto the left knee. Right leg is stretched out to the side. Keep that foot down and place your right hand next to the side of the thigh or next to the knee. Raise your left arm. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out, lean to your right. As you breathe in, come back and bring your left hand on the floor. Bring your right arm over the head, reach to the other side. And let's do that again. Lifting up and stretch over towards the leg. Back up again and stretch away from the leg. One more time. Stretch towards the leg and coming back and stretch away from the leg. Lifting back up. I want you to bend your right knee. Keep the leg out to the side and turn the foot in a diagonal position. So from the front, it looks like this. You've got the knee out to the side, pointing out diagonally, and you're still on your left knee. Okay? I want you to bend into the right knee, sinking down, and then stretch back. And again, sink into that right knee. So it's like an open lunge. And back again. 2 more times. Sink in and back. Once more. Sink in. We're mobilizing the hip joints. And back. Bring your hands back down to the floor. And bring your knee back down. And you're back into a cat-cow position on your mat. Perfect. Breathing in, let's curl the spine, look skyward. Breathe out, let's round, look to the belly button. And again, breathing in, let's curl. Breathing out, rounding. Once more, breathing in, let's curl. And breathing out, rounding. Back to a flat back. Now it's the left leg that goes out to the side. So stretch it out to the side. the foot is down, okay? Now it's your left arm. We're gonna twist and open up to the left, turning the body towards the left leg. And then we'll turn back, weaving the arm under the body, and bring your head closer to the floor. Yes. Breathing in, let's open up, raise the left arm. And breathing out, let's twist. Good. One more time, let's breathe in and open up. Breathing out, twisting. Let's come back up and lift up onto the right knee. The left leg is stretched out to the side still. Left hand onto the outer edge of the left leg, right arm up. Let's go. We're gonna lean over towards the left leg. And then we come back, we bring the right hand on the floor, left arm comes over the head. Lifting back up, go towards the left leg. And then towards the right. Lift your left arm up over the head. One more time. Towards the leg. And back again. Left arm goes over the head. Rise back up, hands onto your hips. Now we'll turn the left foot diagonal. And you'll bring the foot in a little bit and we'll get into that funny open lunge. So sink down in towards the left knee and you come back. And again, we sink towards the left knee and coming back. Hands stay on the hips if possible. Let's sink, get right down in towards the knee. You're warming up and mobilizing the hips. 2 more times. Sink down, back again, once more. Sink down, good job, very good, and back again. Bring your hands down to the floor, bring the knee back down, open the knees up, and let's sink down into a child's position. Arms stretched out in front of you, hips right down over the heels. Take some deep, slow breaths here. And see if you can get some of the hip opening quality of the child's pose. The breath is slow and calm. Now from here, let's reach our arms far out in front of us. Lift up the head, tucking your toes under. Let's take a downward facing dog pose. The hips lift, the head lowers down so you can relax the neck. The heels and the feet are parallel, and your hands are gently dialing out. Let's pedal the feet, get into a stretch down the backs of the legs, into the calves and Achilles tendons. And then straightening both legs. Let's lift both heels up as high as possible, and then lower them down as low as possible. Good. Let's breathe in and lift. Breathe out and lower. Once more, let's breathe in, lifting the heels and lowering. Okay, from here, let's take a deep breath in and move into a plank position. Legs are strong, belly's in, head is lifted. Be sure you've got that head lifted up. Push back to downward facing dog. And again, let's move into a plank position. Everything's strong. Push back to down dog. Once more, we'll move into a plank position and we'll slowly lowering the knees to the earth, lower your chest all the way down to the earth and point your toes here. Lengthen your legs out. Okay, we're gonna do quite a few cobras, so stick with me. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and we're gonna lift up, breathing into a little cobra. Come back down. Okay, now you'll bring your right hand forward, perhaps about 10 to 20 centimeters, your left hand back, and you'll rise to a cobra, and you're twisting to your left. So you turn your shoulders, look over your left shoulder. Come back down to center. Switch the hands. Left hand comes forward, right hand back. Lifting, look over your right shoulder. Good. Come back to center. We'll do that again. Switch the hands. Right hand forward, left hand back. Lift and twist. And coming back down. Switching the hands. Left hand forward, right hand back. Lift and twist. Yes, excellent. Come on back down. Okay, reset your hands under your shoulders and we'll take a normal cobra. Lifting up, draw your throat and ears back. Lengthen out the back. Push your tailbone towards your heels. Now bring your chest back down. Push up onto your hands and knees. All right. Right hand comes off the mat. Left hand on top. Press the hips back to the heels. And get that stretch down the left-hand side. Stay here and breathe. So in these warm-ups, we're mobilizing, at the same time getting movement, and it's also raising the heart rate. We're also raising the respiratory rate. You should be breathing a little bit harder. Coming back up, let's change. Left hand off, right hand on top. Hips go back. Let your head rest on your right arm. Deep breathing here. Lifting back up. Reset your hands at the front edge of your mat. Getting ready, tucking the toes under. Let's take downward facing dog. Pedal your feet once again. All right. Let's take our right leg and bring it between the hands. Lower your left knee to the floor. If you need to, you grab a hold of that right ankle and you scoot it forward. Left knee comes to the floor. If the left knee is sensitive, you can double up your mat to take a little padding underneath the knee. Okay? Keep your left hand on the floor. Set your right hand to the thigh and twist and look over your right shoulder. Taking a deep breath in here. Bring the hands back down. Press your hips back and lift up your right toes. That's it. Sink back forward into a deep lunge. And let's do that again. Hips push back and you lift up the right toes. Sink back forward to a deep lunge. Yes. One more time. Press the hips back, lift up the front toes, and back to a deep lunge. Hands come back down, move back to downward facing dog. Pedaling your feet right and left. And let's do the other side. Left leg comes up, bring the foot between the hands. If you need to, you take a hold of the ankle and scoot it forward. If you'd like, double up your mat, bring the knee down. Okay, let's start with the twist. Left hand onto the left thigh and open up to your left, looking to the sky. Holding it here, 3, 2, 1. Looking forward, let's bring the hands down. Here we go, take a deep breath in, breathe out. Press the hips back, lifting up the left toes, getting a stretch down the back of the leg. And lean forward, back to the lunge. Let's do that again. Press the hips back, lift up the toes, and then forward to a lunge. One more time. Press the hips back, lift up the toes, and then back again to a lunge. Good job, everyone. Reset your hands, tuck the back toes under, and take downward facing dog. Pedal the feet if you wish. Now, looking to your hands, let's step our feet forward till we reach the front edge of our mat. Feet at hip width, toes open, bend at the knees, grab your elbows, and allow yourself to sway from side to side. Now let's lower the arms down. And from here, I'm going to turn forward so you can see. I want you to cross your arms and grab a hold of your trapezius muscles. And let's give them some squeezes. So I want you to release any tension in the trapezius. Give those muscles a few squeezes. It's between your neck and your shoulders.
And then release the arms down. And now set your hands at the neck, at the back of the neck, and begin giving the neck a few squeezes. Just massaging, getting rid of any tension there. And then release the arms down once again. Let's turn our head from right to left, a little no. And then up and down for a little yes. Okay, bend your knees low now. Hands come to your hips, elbows up to the sky. Push down through your feet, lifting the chin first. You're going to work through a chair and eventually coming all the way up to a standing position. Legs are straight. Feet are dialing out. So you got that dial out position with the feet, which affects the knees and all the way up to the hips. And this should be a quite empowering sensation in the legs. Hands come to your heart center. And we'll just do 2 sun salutations, okay? We don't want to excite the body too much, but we do want to get the blood flowing. So lifting the chin, draw your shoulders back. We'll take a deep breath in and raise the arms from the sides up to the sky. Breathing out, you'll fold forward, bending at the knees. The hands come to the earth. So we're doing the classic Hatha Yoga. Right leg stretches back, and you're in a lunge position. Lift the chin, look forward. Set your hands down and take a plank position, belly in. Lower your knees first. Keep the hips up. Lower your chest and your chin, so you have an arch in your low back. And then release the legs, hips, and everything to the floor. Rise up to a cobra. Bringing your chest back down, push back to down dog. We'll take our right leg again, lift it up, and swing it between the hands for a lunge position. Come up onto the fingertips, look forward. Then stepping your left leg forward as well. Feet are hip width, please. Open your arms to the sides, bending at the knees. Lift the chin first, chest follows. Come up, stretching your arms to the sky, legs straight. And then the hands open wide, and you bring them back to your heart center. We'll do that a second time, this time leading with the left leg. Let's go. Deep breath in, rise up, look skyward, and reach. Breathing out, you'll fold, knees are soft, hands come to the floor. Left leg steps back this time. Lift the chin, look forward. Step back to a plank position, and we lower our knees, chest and chin. The hips stay up so the back is arched. Point your toes, release everything to the floor. Rise to a cobra. Bring your chest back down before pushing back to downward facing dog. Left leg rises, bring it between the hands, lifting up onto the fingertips, look forward for a lunge. Step your right foot forward, feet are hip width, knees are soft. Open your arms, lift your chin, chest, get a flat back, rise all the way to standing, and the hands come to your heart center. Good job. That was 2, so we're done. Clasp your hands together behind you, stretching your arms as straight as possible. Bend at your knees and sink down into a chair position. Remember to dial your feet out in the chair position. So the feet stay parallel. You just have that energetic turning out. Raise your right leg, pull the belly in, set your gaze at one point. If you feel strong and you want to go for it, stretch the right leg out in front of you. Hold it. 3, belly in. 2, 1. Rebend the knee and send the leg behind you into an airplane position. Arms stay behind you, hands clasped. Set your gaze at the floor. Hold it here. 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands to the floor. Raise the leg even higher. And if you have blocks and you want to work with blocks, set your hands on the blocks. Hold the leg up and we press higher. Ready? We press 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the leg back down, parallel to the other. Bend your knees and raise your heels. So heels up, knees bent. You're in a chair position. Use blocks if you need to, or even pillows underneath the hands if you need to. Hold this position, toes open, and at the same time, you're dialing your feet out a little bit. Back is flat, head lifted, holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch your legs, heels come down. Grab your ankles or even back behind the knees. Pull your chest down towards your knees. You can either look at the floor or between your legs. Holding this position, take deep breaths. Be sure the breath is in the chest and upper back. Belly is pulled in. One more deep breath in. Breathe out, go a little bit deeper. Hands come to your hips, bend your knees, lift your chin, chest, until you can reach coming all the way up to a standing position, legs straight. Good job, very, very good. Getting ready for the other side. Hands come behind you, clasp them, and stretch your arms straight. Sink down into a chair position, dialing the feet outwards. Hips move back, squeeze your shoulder blades. Let's go, left leg comes up, belly is in, hold it here. If you feel strong, stretch the leg out in front of you. Holding here again. 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee. Send the leg behind you into an airplane position. Raising the leg as high as possible, arms stay behind you. Hold it here. 3, 2, 1. Hands come to the floor or to blocks. You can work with blocks or pillow. Hold, and we're going to press the leg up 5 times, 5 pulses. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Bring the leg back down. Parallel legs. Fingertips on the floor or on blocks. Lift your heels and bend your knees low. See how low you can get. Holding the position, and you should be dialing your feet out. The back is flat. Lift the chest. Holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Straighten the legs. You can either grab the ankles or hands behind the knees or thighs. Pull yourself down. Stay here. Deep breaths into the chest and upper back. Keep the belly pulled in tight. Releasing, bending at the knees, hands to your hips, lift your chin first, chest, coming all the way up to standing, and release the arms by your sides. Good job. All right, tree pose. Hands come to the hips, bend your right knee, bring it out to the side. Ankle, heel higher than the kneecap, or let's go for the inner thigh. Arms stretch straight in a V position. Lift the chin, lift the chest. See if you can stretch through the belly and the sides of the waist. Set your gaze at one point and stay calm, focused. Good job. Hands come to your hips and lower the foot down. Well done, everyone.
Let's change legs. Left knee bends out to the side. You're either at the ankle, heel higher than the kneecap, or the inner thigh. Lift up through the chest, raise the arms in a V position, lengthen out the belly and the sides of the waist, lift the eyes, focus on one point. Yes, well done. Hands to your hips and bring the leg back down. Excellent. Come back to the front edge of your mat. Hands come to your heart center. Let's take a deep breath in and stretch skyward. And as you breathe out, let's fold forward. Hands come to the earth. Step your feet back and take a plank position, everyone. In the plank position, feel as if your hands are pulling towards your feet. So it's an energetic pull with the hands towards the feet. You should be feeling that the belly is really pulling in and getting very strong in this plank position. Stay with it. Breathing. 3, 2, 1. Everyone, lower the left knee. Lower your left knee. Raise your right arm, and we're getting into a half side plank. Okay? Feel that your hips are lifting and you're raising the right arm nicely. If you feel strong, you can go into a full side plank, stretching the lower leg. Keep the hips lifting. 3, 2, 1. Bring your hand down. Come back to a regular plank. This time, right knee goes down, left arm up. Keep the hips lifting so that you've got that contraction down the side of the body. And of course, if you want to go to a full side plank, you can straighten your lower leg as well. Keep the hips up, look to the sky. Staying with it. 3, 2, 1. Look back down to the floor. Everyone come back to a plank position, lowering the knees down. Okay. Now, from your position, I want you to turn in a position where you can see your device. You can see the video. So turning towards me, stretch your lower arm out underneath the head. Okay? Your legs are slightly bent, just slightly bent. The upper arm, we're going to bring it out in front of us. Keeping your feet together, we're going to do what's called the clamshell. So your head is resting on the lower arm. The upper arm is out in front of you, fingertips on the floor. Knees are slightly bent and the feet are together. Raise your right knee as high as possible, or your upper knee as high as possible without rolling onto your back. So you stay on the side. This is called the clamshell. You're going to open the knee and lower it down. Let's go again. Open the knee and lower down without rolling on your back. Again, let's open, lowering down. One more time. Lifting and opening. Good. And lower down. Now straighten your top leg. Straighten it out as much as possible. Turn the toes down so they point towards the earth. Your heel is up. And we raise the leg higher. Lifting and lowering, using the glutes. And more specifically, gluteus medius. So go again. You lift and lower. Gluteus medius is responsible for the health of the hip. Lift and lower. The more you work gluteus medius, the better the hip is going to take all sorts of abuse, I would say, from sitting. Lift and lower one more time. Lift and lower. Good job. Bend both knees again. Place one leg on top of the other. Now the lower arm,
Slide it out so it's in front of you and the palm is down on the floor. The upper arm, you'll take it behind the head and you'll be supporting the head, okay? And we're gonna do some more side work. What you'll do is you'll lift the head and shoulders and the upper knee. Bring the elbow to the upper knee. Once you lower down, stretch the upper leg out. And again, we'll lift, elbow and knee come to each other. And lower, stretch the leg out, bring the head back down. Again, elbow and knee coming towards each other. Stretch the leg out, come on back down. 2 more times, elbow and knee, lift. Stretch the leg out. And once more, lift, elbow and knee, and stretch the leg out. Release the head, the legs, and roll onto your belly. All the way down onto the belly. Hands underneath the forehead, legs stretch straight. Lift the head, arms, hands, and the legs. And we hold here. Take a few deep breaths. In and out. One more deep breath in. Come on back down. Hands under the shoulders, push up onto the knees, and get yourself into a child's pose. Sinking down, forehead on the floor, and rest for a moment. Lifting your head, look forward towards your hands. Now, where your hands are, I want you to spin around so that your feet are there. So your hands are here now. You're going to turn, come on to your side. So we're at the opposite side now. And your feet are where your hands were in child's pose. The lower arm underneath the head, the upper arm stretched out in front of us. Okay, knees are bent, feet are together, clamshell on the other side. You'll raise the left knee like it's a clam opening up, and you'll lower the knee. So it's the upper leg. You're just going to lift the knee, feet stay together, and lower. Be sure as you're doing this, there's no rolling on the back. It's just the leg that's lifting and moving back down. 2 more times. Lift the knee. Good. Lower. Excellent. Once more. Very good. Now stretch the upper leg out. The toes point down. The heel points up. Here's where we're going to get into the gluteus medius. Super important for the health of the hips. Let's go. Raise the leg and lower. Excellent. The toes stay pointing down. Again, lift, yes, and lower. 3 more times. Lift and lower. You should really feel this at the hip and a little bit at the low back. Lift and lower. 1 more time. Let's go. Lift, bravo, and lower. Excellent. Rebend the knees. Stretch the lower arm out in front of you, so straight out from the shoulder. The upper arm, the hand comes behind the head, okay, so it supports the neck. We'll take a deep breath in, and you'll lift head, shoulders, and the knee. Elbow and knee come towards each other. Lower down, stretch the leg out, pointing the toe. Let's go again. Breathe out and lift, elbow and knee. Breathe in, stretch the leg out. And again, breathe out, elbow, knee. Breathing in, stretch the leg. 3 more times, let's go. Breathe out, breathing in. 2 more. Once more, make it strong. Woo. All right, bring the head down. Now we're gonna roll onto our backs. Right onto our backs. Elbows into the floor, feet close to the hips. You take half bridge pose. Let's go. Lift the hips up, lengthen out your neck. Use the glutes to lift the hips. Lengthen the whole spine in this position. And take some deep, slow breaths here. Two more deep breaths. Now from here, raise your arms over your head, reaching far back behind you. Let's lower the back one vertebra at a time, very, very slowly. See if you can get each vertebra to lay flat onto the mat. Good. Once the back is all the way down, separate your feet as wide as the mat and let your knees fall to the right. Hold the position and turn your head to the left. Arms stay stretched behind you. Turn your head back to the sky. Lift your left knee and the right knee follows. Allow your knees now to fall to your left. Right arm stays behind you and turn your head to the right. And just allow the twist to happen. Allow the stretch in the legs to happen and in the low back. And lifting one knee at a time, come back onto your back. Raise your right knee up to the chest. Stretch your left leg out onto the floor as an extension of your left hip. Okay? Now, keeping the right knee bent, I want you to get the right knee to go towards the left shoulder. So your right hip will lift up a little bit. And grab a hold of the ankle or the tibia with your left hand, pulling the foot towards the hip. This is an excellent stretch down the side, the iliotibial band of the side of the leg. Pull that knee towards the shoulder and the foot towards the hip. Hold for a moment. Releasing this, crossing the right ankle over the left thigh. Grab behind your left thigh, pulling the knees towards the shoulders. Stretch your left leg to the sky. So it's actually you're drawing a 4, an upside down 4 with your legs. You could keep your hands behind the thigh or grab behind the calf and pull the legs closer to you. Lengthening out your neck, keep the shoulders relaxed. Relax this position. Bend the knees and uncross the legs. Pull the knees towards the shoulders so they're nice and wide. Lifting your feet, you could either grab behind the knees, behind the calves, ankles, or underneath your feet, inside or outside. Stay here in happy baby pose for a few deep breaths. Bring the knees back together. And we'll stretch our right leg as an extension of the right hip. So if you look, the right leg is extended straight from the hip. The left knee is bent. And we're going to bring it towards the right shoulder. You grab a hold of the ankle or the foot and pull the foot towards the hip. So you get that iliotibial band stretch on the left-hand side. Knee goes towards the right shoulder and the foot goes towards the hip. Few deep breaths here. Excellent release for those of you who sit for most of your days. Now let's raise the right leg and cross the ankle over the thigh. Grab behind the right thigh with both hands, or you could grab behind the calf. Stretch the right leg straight and pull the legs towards you. So there it is, that upside down 4 that you're drawing with the legs. Take some deep, slow breaths. Let's release and uncross the legs, both knees bent. This time, grab either behind the thighs and straighten the legs, or you can grab at the ankles or tibia, or if you can reach, grab the big toes. Open the legs as wide as possible and take some deep, slow breaths here, getting into the inner thighs. If you can straighten your knees completely, go for it. If you need to have your knees slightly bent, it's okay. In this upside down position, there's no pressure on the knees. So that's why we can straighten completely. Take some deep, slow breaths. Rebend the knees. Bring the knees together, pointing at the toes so that you get a stretch at the tops of the ankles. Squeeze your knees with both arms. Lift the head, bring the nose between the knees so you get a stretch down the neck and a little bit into the upper back. Hold here for one more deep breath in. And then you can lower the head gently to the floor. Set your feet down flat. See if you can get your feet to touch the edges of the mat. And your right foot follows the right edge of the mat until you make it all the way straight and you can relax the right leg. Now the left leg. You stretch it out and you're following the left-hand side of your mat, just the edge of the mat, until the leg is straight, and relax it. Now reach your right arm out as far as possible towards your right knee. Lower the hand to the floor, palm up, and relax the arm. Now the left arm, reach it out as if you want to touch your left knee as far as possible, and bring the arm to the floor, palm facing up. Turn your head from right to left 3 times. So right to left once, right to left a second time, and now a 3rd time. Then turn your head as if you're looking to the sky and close your eyes. Begin taking deep, slow breaths in and out of the belly.
Get a deep expansion of the belly as you breathe in, and a beautiful release of the belly as you breathe out. Find yourself relaxing even more deeply. The arms and the legs, shoulders and hips, chest and upper back, the tummy and the low back. Allowing yourself just to surrender and let go. Imagine yourself now in a seated position of meditation. Just imagine. You're in a room. It's very minimal. Like a meditation room or a temple. And as you sit and meditate, a flame starts at the center of your forehead. Gentle, warm, flickering flame. And as this flame flickers and pulses, it sends you affirmations. The first affirmation is I accept myself. It flickers again and sends out I accept others for who they are. And the next flicker of the flame sends out I accept the present situation just as it is. And finally, with the last flicker of the flame, I accept that everything is good and well with my world. Begin taking deep, slow breaths in and out of the belly. Bringing yourself back. Move your fingers and your toes. And when you're ready, raise your arms over your head, taking a deep breath in. Stretch from fingers to toes, reaching. Gently lift your knees to your chest and squeeze your knees against your chest. Good. Stretching your right arm to your right ear. Roll all the way to your right hand side. Setting your hands down, lift yourself up from the side, come to a seated position. Very nice. Let's rub our hands together. Bring your hands over your face, gently tapping around the eyes. Shake your hands out in front of you. And let's do that again, but this time, after rubbing your hands together, bring your arms around your chest. See if you can grab a hold of your shoulder blades and give yourself a big squeeze. 12 hugs per day. 12 hugs per day we should be getting. So give yourself one of those hugs. And let's shake our hands out. Bringing the hands to the heart center. I wish you all a lovely evening, very happy holidays, and namaste. Take good care of yourselves. Thank you very much, everyone.